Hello and welcome. On this video, we're going to look at how to differentiate exponent function and logarithm function. So let's start with exponent function. So the general formula for differentiation of exponent function is this. Let's say you are given a function such as e to the power fx. Now, here fx is basically the power of e. Now, when we differentiate it, our general expression comes as this. So first we have e to the power fx and then multiply that by the first derivative of fx. Now this is known as the first derivative or differentiating the function fx one time. This is our general formula. Let's use it to do some maths. So for our first math we have y is equals to e to the power 2x. Now if you compare this with the general formula, here 2x is basically fx. Now let's do the math. Now, if we differentiate this expression with x, we will get e to the power 2x, and then in our second step we have to differentiate this 2x with respect to x. Now here our fx is basically 2x. Now if we differentiate this with respect to x, so if we differentiate 2x with respect to x, we get 2. So multiply, we get the first derivative we get for this math, for this expression is 2. Now if we simplify this answer, we'll get 2 e to the power 2x. So that's our final answer. Now let's look at another math. Number 2, we are given an expression y is equals to 4 e to the power 2x. Now question 2 and question 1 are very much similar, but the difference is here the constant was 1 and here the constant is 4. And we are asked to differentiate this with respect to x. Now, firstly we have to write the constant at the very beginning before doing anything. And then we do the rest of the math accordingly. Now, if we recall, we already did e to the power 2x and now we are left with e to the power 2x. So basically we are doing the first math again. Now, there are two steps as we saw. So our first step is to write the exponent expression as it is. So basically copying the exponent expression. So our exponent expression was e to the power 2x, and then we'll take the power of e, which is 2x. Now if we differentiate 2x, we'll get just 2. We'll put 2 here. Now we have 4 into 2, which gives us 8, and e to the power 2x. Now this is our final answer for this question. Let's look at another math. Now we have the expression y is equals to 4e to the power 3x squared. Now we are asked to differentiate with respect to x. Now 4 is a constant, so we are writing 4 at the beginning. Now we have e to the power 3x squared. So our first step is to write the exponent expression, which is e to the power 3x squared. So let's write that down. Now in our second step, we have to differentiate the power of e with respect to x. So our power of e is 3x squared. Now let's differentiate it with respect to x. After differentiating with respect to x, we get 6x. Now let's write 6x here. Now simplifying this expression, we get the answer 24x e to the power 3x squared. Now this is our final answer for this expression. Let's look at another math. So number 4, we have y equals to e to the power x by 4. Now we can write this expression like this: y equals to e to the power 1 by 4 into x. Now we are asked to differentiate with respect to x. Now the answer is this. We have two steps. Our first step is to copy the exponent expression, which is e to the power 1 by 4x. Now we have to differentiate the power of exponent with respect to x. So our power was 1 by 4x. After differentiating one time with respect to x, we'll get 1 by 4. So we'll multiply 1 by 4 here, and as a result, we'll get 1 by 4 e to the power 1 by 4x. So this is our final answer for this expression. Let's look at last example from exponent. So for this question, we have y equals to e to the power 1 minus 2x squared. Now, we have two steps. Our first step for differentiating with respect to x is that we copy the exponent expression. So let's copy the exponent expression as it is. So this is our first step. Now in our second step, we have to differentiate the power. So here our power is 1 minus 2x squared. Now if we differentiate with respect to x, differentiating a constant gives us 0. Now if we differentiate minus 2x squared, we'll get minus and 2. Now the power of 2 comes forward, so that's 2, and x, after differentiating, the power of x will decrease by 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So simplifying this equation, we'll get minus 4x. Now let's put minus 4 is here. So minus 4x. The final answer we'll get is this, minus 4x e to the power 1 minus 2x squared. Now let's look at logarithm function. The general formula for logarithmic function is this. Let's say we are given a logarithmic function, so ln fx. Now after differentiating, we'll get something like this. After differentiating with respect to x, we'll get f prime x divided by fx. So basically, in this example or in this logarithmic function, we have two steps as well. So our first step is basically to copy what is inside this bracket on the denominator. So in the first step, we are copying fx on our denominator. On step 2, we will take this expression within the brackets and differentiate it and put it on the numerator. You can see that there is a first derivative sign here. So basically on the numerator is the first derivative of anything that is within the bracket, and on the denominator is basically we are copying any expression we have within the brackets here. Now let's say our first look into examples. So on our first example, we have y is equals to ln 3x. Now we are asked to differentiate this expression with respect to x. So this is our bracket. So within our bracket we have 3x. So our first step is to copy 3x on the denominator. So basically copying 3x is 3x. Now this is our function fx. So basically fx is equals to 3x. Now we have to differentiate it with respect to x one time. So basically differentiating 3x with respect to x gives us 3. So we have to write 3 on the numerator. Now if you see that we can simplify this expression basically just by cancelling out 3. So 3 is cancelled out. We get 1 by x, and that is our answer. Let's look at another example. So in this expression, we are given y is equals to 4 ln 3x. So we are asked to differentiate with respect to x. Now 4 is a constant. Let's write this on front, and then we have ln 3x. Our first step is basically to take this ln 3x and anything within the bracket of ln and put it on the denominator. So let's put 3x on the denominator. Now our fx is basically 3x. We have to differentiate it one more time, or basically we have to take the first derivative of this function. So basically the first derivative of 3x is 3, and we have to put this 3 on the numerator. After we put this 3 on the numerator, we can see we can cancel this out, and we are left with 4 by x. 4 by x is our final answer. Our question 1 and 2 are basically the same thing. In our question 1, the coefficient was 1, and in our question 2, our coefficient was 4. Let's look at another example from logarithm. So here we are given y is equals to ln x squared minus 5. Now after differentiating it with respect to x, this expression is within the brackets. So let's write this on the denominator, x squared minus 5. We have to differentiate x squared minus 5 with respect to x. So this is our expression, which is x squared minus 5. Differentiating this with x with respect to x, we get 2x. And we can write 2x on the numerator. Now, there is no way we can simplify this equation or expression any further. So basically, we have to write 2x divided by x squared minus 5. This is our answer. Let's look at the very last example of logarithm function. In this question, we are given y equals to 3 minus 4 ln 1 minus x. We have to differentiate this expression with respect to x. Now, if you recall, this is a coefficient or a constant. Now, we already know that if we differentiate a constant, we will get 0. So let's not write it 0 here. Now we have minus 4 as a constant here. So we will be writing minus 4 first, and then we have the expression of logarithm. Now here within the brackets we have 1 minus x. Let's write 1 minus x on the denominator. Now we have fx, which is 1 minus x. Now let's take the first derivative of this expression. So 1, the differentiating 1 will give us 0. So let's not write that. Now we have minus x here. Differentiating minus x will give us minus 1. We have to put this minus 1 on the numerator. Now this minus and this minus will cancel each other out. So let's cancel this each other out. We are left with 4 divided by 1 minus x. And this is our final answer. And that was it. Thank you for watching.